So, and there's some other information if there's outside the meeting you want to have a chat with me, or you can also phone me. That's just, you can do that. You can also have a one-to-one. That's called now a one-to-one. And then we can make we can set a date and a time. It's the most easiest that you do it by email or on my website in the contact form. You can send me an email. And then we speak each other, the two of us can do that. There's also being a weekend in Amsterdam. That's 3 and 4 December. So it's, I don't know, if it, maybe it's in Dutch, but when there are English people want to come, then we make a mix. So we do it, or we do it in English, we'll see. So everybody is very welcome there. And also, please send me an email if you want to come. There's also a possibility to donate, so that you can do. So also on my website, there are some ways to do that. Okay, I'm starting. I'm starting with a little a talk. And then after that, you can open your, you can, how do you say that? You can unmute yourself, and then you can say something or ask something if you want to. Okay. This is the meeting about non-duality. Non-duality is a difficult word for there's only one. There's only one is very simple. There's only one, there's only this. That's it. And this is everything. So it isn't something special. It's not a special thing you have to look for. It's moving the hand or eating, or it's not only what you are doing, it's also the floor. It has nothing to do with us. Life has nothing to do with us. We are thinking we are living life. It's life, it's living through us, or something like that. There's no one. There's no one. That means that not only that there's no one inside, we are thinking here is in somewhere in the body, there's someone inside. And that's leading our life, we're leading our lives, and we're dealing with everything that's going on. But there's no one, it's empty. So there's no center, there's no one doing things. Life is happening by itself. So that's very easy, and we think we have to make decisions, we have to make the right choice. There's no choice. There is also no need to make decisions. Decisions are made, it seems like we are doing it, but life is going. And if there's a decision made and it's going another way, then that's it. We think that we are doing the thing, everything what's been done. But it's not us. There's no one. There's already no one. So there's also no need to look for no me. Sometimes there's, in these meetings, there seems to be wanting that there is no me anymore. There's already no me. So there's no need for looking for it. And everything is already complete, as it is. Life is everything. So that means that the way the face is looking, the table, the voice, there's hearing, everything is it. So there's no need to look for something else. It's already what is. And that's everything. It's everything. It's anger, it's walking, it can be fear. So there's nothing special. And there's also no good or bad. When there's two, there seems always there's something better, there's something not right, something like that. This message is about there's no good or bad or right and wrong. It's what it is. This is not about feeling good. It has nothing to do with feeling good or feeling free or feeling anything. It's what it is. So it can be feelings, but that's what it is. It's very simple and very ordinary also. It's not something special. It's not a state that can be looked for, a state of happiness or total freedom, something like that. When life is everything, that's the freedom. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing right. There's nothing excluded. It's unconditional. Life is everything, and it's already that. No need to look for it, no need to do anything, no need to behave in a certain way. Behaving can happen. And that's what is. And that's already going on. So there's no need to look for anything. It's already complete. And sometimes saying this is already paradise. Some people can't imagine that it's paradise because that doesn't feel, some things don't feel right, or it feel uncomfortable. But feeling uncomfortable is what's happening. That can happen. It's not like there's always something nice. It's everything. And that's already what's going on. So there's no need to look for it anymore. So it's free. It's already free. And there's also no time. So there's no need to develop. Develop is only in the story. When there's someone and there's a feeling of there's something not right yet, there's something missing, something not really good, then there's trying to make it right, and there seems to be a development and trying to compare with what's before, and now maybe it's better, something like that. There's no time. That's strange to hear maybe either. There's no time. That means there's also no before, there's also no after, there's only this. There's only one. No time means also no consequences, no responsibility. That's all constructs from that whole me thinking, that there seems to be before and after. It's the abstract. The brain can abstract, like there's a before, there's after, because there are memories and it seems like it really was there. So now I'm here and there was happening something before. It's a dream. It's not really happening. There's only this. And everything is an appearance, another one. Everything is an appearance, so nothing is real. When there's me and there's other person and circumstances, everything seems very real and it's happening to me, and how can I deal with that? And that's also the suffering, because there's also always certain feeling like there's something, I have to make the right choice. And is this right? Is this wrong? Oh, I did something wrong. How can I make it right? Things like that. There's nothing wrong. It's a misunderstanding. It's what it is, and it can be pain, of course. That's not wrong. Nothing is wrong. So consequences and responsibility and guilt, it's all part of that whole dream story of me, that's about behaving not in the right way. There's no right behavior. There's just moving hands, maybe saying something. That's it. Life doesn't have any meaning. That's what people make of it. We think there's some meaning in life. Life doesn't have any meaning. It just is. That's it. And that's very normal, very ordinary. Just it. So we can talk about that, or maybe other things. There can also be, it doesn't need to be non-dual questions. You can also ask, when there's something happening in the story and you want to talk about that, just start your question and we'll see what's happening. So it can be anything, any question, every question.
Mag ik in het Nederlands vragen?
Ja hoor, dan vertaal ik het. Is
Ja?
goed.
Oké. Ja, het komt gewoon binnen. Ik denk, ja, goed, het is klaar. Dan vraag ik me af van, waarom heb ik dan die hersenen gekregen? Waarom kan ik als mens dingen doen die een vogel gewoon helemaal niet doet? Of...
Okay, yeah. She's asking why do I have brains? Like why do people can do things that birds cannot do, for example? Why is that coming? There's no. The funny thing is, we are so into abstract thinking that we think there's a brain. This is really very literally. So there's not, when there's talking about this is it, it's like only seeing a face. And that can be thinking about there's a brain, but it's not my brain. That can be thinking about their thoughts, but they're not my thoughts. So we think that when there are thoughts, it's coming. The thoughts are mine, and I'm doing that, and I'm deciding things. Thoughts are just, it's an energy. And we make that there's meaning in thoughts. There's no meaning in thoughts. So it seems like a whole story about what's going on, and we are doing that. And that's the difference with animals, for example. They don't have that. But in the same time, it's the same, because that whole structure of thoughts doesn't make that there's a moving or something like that. It has nothing to do with that. So that's very strange. We're so used that everything what's going on is because of us. But there is already no one. That's a whole construct, which is, you could say in the story, it starts when a child is very young and the brain can abstract. So it seems like, oh, there's somebody there and somebody here, and then that whole construct and belief system, like I'm here and there's a world, starts. It's a dream. It's an abstracting. There's only this, and this is very childish. It's very simple. Like, this is everything. The room, maybe the computer. That's it. There's nothing more. There's no outside. We can imagine that there's outside, but this is everything.
Outside,
so there's no difference. Yeah.
Outside, maybe then is the energy that is coming in and out and through.
We imagine that it's going like that, but it's what is seen or what is felt or heard. That's it, very literally. And we think it's moving in a certain way because we think in time. That's the normal way of how we think. That doesn't mean you cannot talk about that anymore when this is happening, but it's very literally. So there's no moving. There's only this and that. So everything is new.
Yeah, I think I can understand.
And it's so crazy sometimes that there can be some resonance, and in the same time maybe not everything is understood. Sometimes it can't be understood. It's something outside, how you say that? It's outside understanding. It cannot be understood. It doesn't matter. You don't need to understand life for it that it happens. That we think we need to understand things so we can deal with it. You don't have to deal with anything, because it's the dream is that we have to do something, or we have to deal with things. No, it's going by itself.
We learn that the human being is not like the animals, but
sure,
great. But there is nothing. So why do we make ourselves great?
We think we are better than other animals, or maybe other people too. That's that whole, and it seems like it's better, but it's also suffering, because there's always about right and wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what always, there's also a longing for something else.
Mm-mm.
But we look in the story for something else, for freedom or happiness or things like that. And this, it's not in the story. It's another, this is talking about another possibility, but it's not about understanding, because you don't need life to understand.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
much more simple. It's too simple to understand.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I feel it. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
My question is, we cannot deny that our thoughts are influenced by our um, social biography. The thoughts which happen here to this character are obviously other thoughts than which happen to you. And of course, everything what happens is a story. Nevertheless, we are influenced by our stories.
Yeah, it's very convincing that it seems like that. But thoughts are not happening in the body. Thoughts are happening in space somewhere.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's my thought, and that's very normal to think that, because that's how it goes. Thoughts are just somewhere, and it can happen. They don't have any meaning.
It's really, really obvious that this is it. Yeah, this is it. And sometimes I really ask myself, then what's the point? This is really it.
Yeah.
There's an appearance. There's an appearance of an appearance, and we do label it. And without the labeling, we nevertheless see the forms. Forms are moving, but what's then the point?
But when there's an understanding about that, and that there's this, just this, that's it's what can you say, superficial in a way. It's this is energetic, so there can be an understanding, but there's still something going on. There's still someone. There seems to be someone, and there seems to be living my life, and there seems that it can be in a very subtle way, and there can be an understanding of this, but it's not about understanding. It's energetic. It's a loss of everything, of all those concepts and beliefs that most of them you don't even know that they are there, because they're so normal and so, yeah, how do you say it? So the way it is, it seems like that. And then sometimes there's talking here, and then there seems like, oh, that's a concept. I never thought of that, or something like that. And sometimes they fall away without noticing, can also be. So this is more energetic.
Yeah, I didn't mean it also from the understanding level.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything
Okay.
is really just this is it.
Yeah.
How to explain it more. And
no,
of course
there's no need.
Of course, there is reflection that there is much more peace inside.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can. Yeah, sure. It is also a relief that there's not all that going on about this, did I do the right thing and all that. If that's not so much there, that can be a huge relief also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, okay. I try to I I have a conflict with my neighbor, and we write emails. But what I was asking you is about obsessive thinking.
Mm.
So the thinking of this conflict is always, always, always present. I'm afraid to go to bed because this is there. So I take pills to sleep. But just when I wake up, it's always there. If I know that it's not my thoughts, but that they are there, and they are suffering because they provoke either pain, and rage, anger, or very, very no force, and very sorrow, and crying. So this effect, and I don't know. I do other things, but suddenly it comes that, and it's unuseful because it doesn't bring them anywhere, because it's just obsessive, and it doesn't help me, and it's very suffering. But I don't know what to do. I would like to do something. I would like to do something. I would like to take it away, but I don't know. Yes, how? So I ask for help. Yes.
But what's going on is there are thoughts. The thoughts don't cause the feelings. That's also what we normally that's the belief is very strong that's connected. There can be feelings, but it has nothing to do with thoughts. That's strange. There can be a feeling, and there can be thoughts, and there can be a lot of thoughts and very strong thought. And it can be anger, or there can be the table. And it seems like there's nothing. There's no need for help. There's thoughting. There's no one doing that. It's just what's happening, and it's what underneath is that there's something wrong, and that can be very strong. And that has to be made something right. That's what can happen very strongly, and that sometimes it's underneath, sometimes it's really strong in the outside of seeing in circumstances. It's when that's happening, that's happening. The only thing I can say is when there's grief or when there's anger, it's just anger. There's no one, there's also no neighbor, there's just anger. There's nothing else. It's not going to somewhere. It seems by the thoughts it's going towards that can be the meaning of the thoughts. But there's anger, there can be sadness, but it's just sadness by itself. Nothing else. And that's it. When we talk about this, that's also this. There can be a lot of the world going on. That's this. It's not about peace or anything that can happen. It can also be very much into a certain situation. That's what's happening. So it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
So they are not connected.
No.
Feelings
Nothing is connected. Nothing is connected. There's no two. There's just one. So there are thoughts. There's pain, maybe, and that's not because of anything. That's the suffering. When there's pain or anger, it seems like, it's anger because it becomes a whole story with it. It's a dream. It's not real. There's anger. There's anger. That's what me does. Me. That's that escape from that what's happening. When there's just anger, there's the whole story with it, and then there seems to be in the story. And there's anger. Anger is it. It doesn't mean it's wrong to think about it, but that's what's happening also. But it's a dream. There are no circumstances. There are circumstances, but they are not real. So it seems there's a neighbor, and there's because of that, and there's only this. There's only sitting in this room. That's it. Maybe there's a noise or something like that. Then there's sound. That's it. And immediately there's jumping on it. Oh, that has to do, and that can happen, but they don't have any meaning. But it seems like there's something inside, or a meaning inside. It's just thoughts happening, going nowhere.
But you mean that the conflict has no meaning to exist?
There's no conflict. That sounds straight. There's only what's happening. So there can be a feeling, there can be talking, or a sound. It's very literally. And the whole story, what seems to connect things, everything with each other, with that it's because of that, and now and I can do that, and if I do that will be that. That's the suffering. That's the dream. What's happening is sitting or drinking coffee or sound or a letter. But it seems like the content is very real, but it's just words.
Okay. So the content, the content of the letter, is nothing. Just
it's just words.
If I see in his garden and for example, a tree has fallen down in my garden. This is real? No, it is. I see the tree. When I see the tree.
Yeah, when the tree is there and you see it, then that's that. And then there's walking to that. There's only that walking. There's no tree. So it's not there can be a memory, that's something else, but there's nothing to do with anything. So
but when I come back to home, the tree is still
there. But that's very convincing that it's still there, and what can I do about it? And
I cannot do anything. Anything. So this is just.
And when they're sitting here, there's no tree. There's no tree. There's just this. That's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. You don't have to understand or do anything with this, but it's crazy to hear. And then I don't know what's happening with that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Rose?
Yeah.
One more question. Is it possible that when you are angry, dat is boos, hè? Angry, boos.
Yeah.
Of bang, heel erg bang.
Afraid.
That it is going to very big because there is a lot of old
stuff with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can be very big. Yeah, then it's very big. So we think we can hurt somebody, or maybe it's coming back to us. That's the whole story. Then when there's anger, then this is not about how to behave or things like that. When suddenly there can be a lot of anger, and you can think about why is that happening, or there's a lot of old stuff with that. That's abstract thinking. When there's anger, and can happen.
Also, when I sometimes feel, oh, there is it again. My whole life long, I feel that when I'm so afraid.
Yeah.
And for 2 weeks, I hear you, and then I said, but there is no me. So when I am afraid, and there is no me, then okay, and it was gone.
Yeah, there can be fear. There can anything, all feelings. Sometimes you don't even know what it is, or it is a mix. Can be fear. Yeah, but it's not we think it's in the body because that's you feel it, and then we're so normal thinking it's somewhere in space, and there can be fear, and then it's gone again.
I
There's
think
something else.
In the history of the energy are also thoughts, I think, isn't that?
No, there's no history. There can be thoughts somewhere that they're coming. That's sort of, it's an energy. Thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's in space. We think that the face and the body, how you see it, that's the border, and we are inside that. That's because we see everything as real. It's one energy. But it's very convincing that everything is a part of each other.
Okay.
But it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. There I am again. I am again here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Is it possible? I have a lot of questions.
That's okay. Yeah, sure.
Well,
Yeah, sure.
I'm a writer, and I was writing a book now about the process from cancer I had.
Oh,
And
yeah.
for 2 weeks, when I heard the interview with you, after that, I had a feeling, well, I don't know what to do now. I stopped writing. There's no me. I am not. There's no me. I stopped writing. I really felt this. And it was good.
Yeah.
And it's a strange feeling because now there is nothing.
But there can be writing. That writing is not your decision or your words. There can be suddenly the feeling like, oh, they're starting to write things, and then there's coming some words and maybe a book. That can happen. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't need to be like, oh, is this a non-dualistic writing?
Oh yeah, no, it's not what I'm thinking, but
no,
it's a process from me, from the person.
Yeah, but it can suddenly stop somewhere, and then after a while, it can. Writing is just an energy, like, oh, there's suddenly writing, and then it's coming or not. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how it goes.
Okay.
I know that with I'm writing also, and then it's like that, and then sometimes when you go to sit, and then nothing is really coming, or it's more like you want to write or something. That's not really, and sometimes it's suddenly there, and then there's just writing, and then it's going till a certain time, and then it stops.
But I was thinking that I am the person who is writing. And when I'm not the person, then I stop writing. Then I'm ready now. Okay.
No, but the writing is not yours. It's live writing. I know it's a bit strange to say that. Yeah.
Like I'm cooking and do the dishes.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's just live. Yeah.
Okay. Then I make it to something. I make it from.
Yeah.
And that's
We think it's personal. It's my writing and my book, and it's about me and things like that.
yeah, but that
That
isn't.
makes it complicated, and it's
And
it's writing. And
then you got the feeling I stop it. But when it's not,
yeah.
and
But
it's
maybe it's but when they're stopping, they can be stopping for a while, and you explain it because of this. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just stopping for a while, and then
and
suddenly it starts again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no reason for things. We think always that there's a reason for something that happens.
Yeah.
There's no reason. It's just like that. Why? I don't know why.
It happens.
We don't know. And we try to explain or to see, because of that and that. No, there's no because.
Yeah.
It's just happening like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Rose.
Hello. Hi.
Hey. Something you said earlier really, for the first time, felt like, whoa, that this whole someone story thing is just the sense there's something wrong. There's something wrong. That's what happens. And there's this noticing here that, whatever it is, thoughts, feelings, sounds, whatever it is, then there's this sense of contraction, and those words, something about those words, there's something wrong. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's so incredibly simple. It doesn't matter what the story is at all.
Yeah.
It's just that sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's just like, whoa. It makes it so simple.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so crazy then to feel like, oh, something wrong. How can I believe that? But still, that's so embodied and so strong. Yeah.
Like a drive, it feels energetic, like a drive. That was just really helpful. Because then there's a relaxing around the whole sometimes there's a relaxing around the whole mental part. Just there's something wrong. Anyway, thank you.
But what also can happen when there's a relaxing, then there can be. It doesn't mean that it feels like relaxed, but that can also mean that there's some pain is coming, or there's so much energy in the muscles that suddenly it's a story, but then there can be a lot of feelings, or anything can happen. Relaxing doesn't mean there's always relaxation. Relaxing can mean there's a lot of pain coming. So that we relate that relaxing with a good feeling, but it doesn't have to be like that always. So then that seems wrong. Like, oh, what I do wrong, because it feels so awful, something like that. But that can happen too. Then,
Sometimes there'll be like a shivering, or kind of like a nauseous feeling, that kind of thing. There's the fear. And there's that. Yeah. So anything can happen.
Yeah. And it's just what's happening. And it's not right or wrong. It's what's happening. That's so simple that even strange to say.
Thank you.
Mm.
Rose,
Yeah.
I'm again here. Can you explain the feelings of a trauma? Is that an English word, a trauma?
Yeah, it's English.
The
We think it's a trauma because we can abstract and we can think about there was happening something and still I'm feeling a bit certain feelings about it. Well, there's always a story around, and there can be feelings, but that I don't know where it comes from. We think we know, but there can be feelings. That's it. It can be a contraction. Doesn't mean when there's a contraction, doesn't mean, I'm still in this separation thing. There can be a contracted energy. It's everything. That's the freedom. It's everything. So there can be contracted energy and fear maybe, or something else.
But when you are a little child,
Yeah.
And then it's coming back in dreams, is that then also the energy that maybe you feel from the parents or the why?
Yeah, but you can explain it in the story, and we think about that's going on like that. But it's a story. It's much more simple, and it doesn't need to work it out. We think we have to work it out and to feel it maybe, or the old methods about that. That's what's happening. There's no need for anything. Then life is gone by itself, and we think we are doing things to recover from it or something like that. It's life, and sometimes it's like this, and then it's something else. And it's just this. It's just a feeling without any reason or something. There can be feelings, and then they go.
Yeah.
Again, or
you don't have to do anything with it.
Without reason. No. And I can be doing something. Then it doesn't mean that you don't go to a therapist, or if there's going to a therapist and they're speaking about it, then that's what's happening. It seems like it's helping, but it's going nowhere. That's the other side.
Yeah.
Then there's another thing what's happening.
Yeah. I always thought that it was helping, but for 2 weeks I felt I'm the same again, like always, and need no help. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Why did I look for helping so long? So but
it can be there, and it can be eating healthy food, but then that's what's happening. And we make a whole thing about it. It's very important, and because otherwise it's not going good, and That's suddenly there can be eating healthy food or something like. So no, that's also can happen.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong, but there's no reason for it, and that whole story that makes it complicated. And then there's also right and wrong, because when there's eating healthy food, and then suddenly there's eating something else what is not healthy, and then I shouldn't do that because now I feel pain, or maybe there's that whole story. That makes it. That's the suffering. There's just eating healthy food and maybe something else. And the body isn't real. So that's we are so into the body is real. Yeah. Everything is real. That's how we see it, and how we are so convinced that it's like that, and we have to take care of our body. And then the body isn't real. It's when it's seen, it's there, but it's not always there. And that's strange because we're so into it's real and it's solid. It's an appearance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's energy.
Yeah, that's why I was really happy for 2 weeks when I feel that's only energy coming and going, and you have to do something with it. Yeah. And
doing with it, going to a doctor can happen. It doesn't mean you sit still and think like, it's just what's coming. That's also doing, of course. Yeah.
I felt everything is changed and everything is staying the same. So.
Yes, something like that. Yeah, that's it.
It's a nice experience.
Yeah.
That's okay. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Just to precise, if I'm thinking about a decision, it's just thinking about the decision, has nothing to do with the decision or what what
no,
is going
no,
to happen.
no. That's straight. Yeah, that's it. That's
So
it. And that can be, there can be a decision, and that's going something else. We normally there's so many times it goes. Yeah, I think I'm going outside now, and then you walk there, and then you go drinking coffee, and think like later on you think, oh, but I was going outside, so something like that. So it's so. But we are so convinced that when that's the same, like I decide to go outside and it's going outside, that we decided that it's because of us that it's happening. No,
but
that's
it
the
is not
dream.
possible to avoid suffering.
No, there's no possible to avoid anything, but suffering is, it's not real. Suffering is thinking, it's that whole construct that there's something wrong. And trying to make it right. That's the suffering. I should say that. It's not about what's happening. There can be happening, and it's when it has nothing to do with what is. Suffering is not. There's no suffering. There are no problems. There's only what is. And the suffering is that, oh, but this is not right. So I want something else. Or what can I do? How can I do that? And then it holds that in that sense there's suffering. But it's a dream.
Yeah, it is a dream. But if
But it can be very convincing. Yeah.
yeah, but if I think and think and think, what shall I decide? And this is all suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not me, so I cannot decide until it disappears.
No, you cannot stop it. No. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's it. There can be a lot of thoughts going on. That's energetic. Yeah. There's also no meaning in thoughts. That's because what's hold on is that it seems like it's important or there's meaning, and then it goes on and you're really into it. And hearing there's no meaning, that makes thoughts just thoughts like that. Doesn't mean that they are wrong or they are stopping or thing, but it's just thoughts. It's energy, like drinking coffee. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I also wanted to thank you, Rose, for the sentence. It's something I've heard you say before. It's not serious. Because when there's that sense there of someone, it feels so serious.
Yeah,
so
sure.
The idea that it's not serious is almost like sacrilege.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah, sure.
Like almost like, yeah, it's really, I don't know.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's like
it's lighter. It makes it like oh
yeah. There's just an inkling around it. It's like, oh my God, what if this wasn't serious? It's anyway.
Yeah.
It's just been really, really helpful too. It's just what if it's not serious? It's like,
yeah.
It's not something I must to work on, There's
yeah. Oh yeah, sure. It's so important. Yeah.
So important. So important. And everything, then this seeing like everything feels like, oh my gosh, it's so melodramatic. It's like the story is so, oh whoa, just that kind of stuff. And then and then sometimes laughter comes, and then of course it'll all rush back in. But
yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to thank you for that.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Thanks.
And there's a chat. Would you please explain the body is not real, even it's not solid, it's nevertheless a form which is not solid. Oh yeah. How can you explain that? It's when there's separation, and when there's feeling I'm here, and then there's other persons and the world and circumstances. It's seen everything is real and solid, and it's very convincing, and it's a belief, and that's very strong, and a lot of concepts about how things are working and how energy is going, and then what this is not that it's not real. It's that all those concepts fall away. They are not there anymore. This is a bit explaining the story. So then it's obvious, like, oh, it's not real. It's an appearance. It's not only it's not real. It's an appearance. It seems like there. It's seen, but it's energy. It's not real. It's there. It's not there, and it's in the same time there. You cannot explain that. You cannot understand that. But when those concepts are not there anymore, it suddenly is seen like, oh, it's like that. It's not by the eyes, but it's suddenly seen, oh, it's like that. So, just an appearance, yeah. Like a mirage, like in the desert, you can see that. And then you're like, oh, it's funny that I see that. And then we're not taking it serious. But when it's seen like this, it seems like it's real, and there's somebody there, and the world is there. It's all appearances. It's a light and everything. Yeah. It's very convincing. Wat zeg je?
Nee, ik kan maar gewoon door.
Oh. No. Can you say something about fulfillment? Whoa, fulfillment. It's a difficult word. What is fulfillment? It's just fulfillment. It's just full. Everything is full. And it's empty together. What can you say about it? Nothing to say about it. It's just everything is full and empty. Everything is both. It's nothing. Nothing is happening, and at the same time, it's full. And fulfillment. It's about. There seems to be something missing. There seems to, when there's separation and feeling I'm here and other persons are there and the world, and then there's something going on, like it's not fulfilled. There's something missing. I'm longing for something. I'm not content, or something like that. And they're looking for fulfillment. But it's already complete. But it seems like it's not complete because they're looking for something real in the story, like always happiness or always freedom. And it's not in the story. It has nothing to do with the story. There's no separation. And it's everything. It's already everything. So there's no, we could say, there's no fulfillment at the end, something like that. There's already fulfillment. It's complete. There's nothing to look for. There's nothing to look for. It's this. It's already what's happening. And there can be pain or stress in the body. No, not in the body. Stress somewhere. Or feeling or not knowing. It's everything. So looking for fulfillment is endless because it's already fulfilled. And it's empty in the same time. So it's not something what we look for. We look for something that happens or some feeling or something, but it's not something, it's everything. And it's also nothing in the same time. That's crazy. Yeah. There's also, we think we are something. We are a body and there's someone inside and it's real, and there's a story with other people and the past. I was born, and the whole thing, it's real. It's nothing. It's nothing appearing as bodies and tables. It's an appearance. So nothing is happening. So nothing, in that sense, you could also say nothing is important or serious. There's nothing happening. It's empty. And it seems like a body, sure, or a feeling. But the feeling, when there are feelings, is pain or something else. But it's pain, and it's not. There's nothing at the same time. But when there's such a feeling like that everything is real, then that seems there's only pain. And when that's lost, then there's suddenly like, oh, it's also nothing is happening and there's pain together. You can't explain that, but you cannot make an image of that also. Like, huh? What is that? Yeah.
Hi, it's me again.
Hi.
Are you favorable to therapy, psychologist therapy?
If I'm going to that?
No.
Sorry? Oh.
I'm going. No.
Oh.
I was last weekend, I was with an Italian enlightened, and she proposed to go to therapy, solve big problem.
Yeah.
But yes, but I just wonder if it's something like to go to, I don't know, to restaurant, to go to therapy. If it happens, it happens, and
it's not wrong, but it's not going anywhere. It's not wrong to go to therapy, but it's just another thing. What happens there's no development. It seems like that we believe in development, but there's no development. There's just something else, and then that's what's happening. Can be like that, but can also doesn't matter. There's no need for help. There's nothing wrong.
Yes, but why should I go to therapist if it?
I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't.
It's just what's happening. So there seems to be problems, but there's only what's happening. So that sitting here, talking, maybe sometimes there's a feeling or something else. It's very singular. We make all that, it's connections with that. It's only singular. It's only one. And then what is the problem? There's
nothing to solve.
No.
And nothing to do.
No, that doing can happen, but it's just that what's going on. But it's very singular. We make a story of it, and in the story there seems to be a problem because I don't want this. I don't want to feel this. Wanting is something of the story and of me. When there's no me, there's no free will. There's no free will. Of course not. There's just what's happening. So that's it. Light isn't interested in us like I want this, and there's somebody listening like, oh, then it will arise. No, it's just, we think we want it and then it has to happen. Because there's also a need, also seems to be a need for something else. I don't want this, I want peace, I want rest, I want, I don't know what. When there's a lot of things going on, then there's a lot of things going on. That's what's happening. That's it. The freedom is that it's everything. There's no denying of anything. No escape also. But there's nothing wrong with anything. So there can be a feeling or there can be, I don't know, anything can happen. It doesn't mean when there's no one, then there's no things happening, there are no accidents happening anymore. Or so. No, you don't know. I don't know. But it's not wrong. It's no more about me. It's about what's happening. That's completely different. We're so believing that there's a center and everything happens to me and I have to make it right. No, there is no one. So there's also no making right.
Thank you. Third time.
Okay. Oh, there's another question. Is there another quality of seeing happening? Meaning seeing, for example, a body as a mirage or seeing happening in solid form, but at the same time as an appearance? Yes and no. It's just the same when everything is lost. It's the seeing is the same. Not really. And in the same time there's something different. But it's also obvious it's an appearance. But it's not all the time seeing through things or something like that. It's the same. Less like seeing books or the wall. But it's somewhere it's obvious it's an appearance, but it's not seeing that all the time like that. But it's, yeah, that's the energetic thing. It's just there. But it doesn't mean that all day long it's just seeing, oh, there's just an appearance. No, there's nothing being busy with that. But it's energetic, so it's just like that. Yeah, I can't explain that. There's somebody else saying there are so many people there thinking there's a problem. Yeah, most people. That's how it goes, because it's not going the way you want it. And you think I'm not feeling comfortable or free, or there's some pain or in my job or anything. And I want it differently. That's what normal, it seems very normal. And then there's this message saying, this is it, it's already complete. And think like, yeah, come on, it's not, I don't want it to be like this. Yeah, then there's the suffering, because there's always seems to be something needs to be changed. Because underneath that, what somebody was saying, like underneath, there's always something going on. This is wrong. There's something not right yet. And that's so embodied. It's so energetic. And then there seems to be, I want something else. And that's strange to hear. Then this is it. This is already it. It's already complete, like it is. And it's everything. It's everything. It's including everything. There's nothing excluded. And there's also no escape. But there's no need, because it's already everything. It's what it is. There's nothing coming up to change it. When everything is lost, there's nothing coming up to change it, because it's just what it is. And it's the same, it's very normal. And it's in the same time, it's huge, because there's nothing going on like, I don't want this, or this is, no, I don't want this, or can I have this something else? That's not happening. So the strange thing is, because it's so normal, it's forgotten that was always going on like that. But it's very normal. It's this. It's looking at the screen. That's it. It's walking. It's sitting. The sitting is it. It's that simple. It's maybe a sensation somewhere, or seeing a chair. It's very simple and very tiny, and it's already there. It's the only thing there is. And it's everything. It's already everything. It's complete as it is. It doesn't need to be in what we think perfect or relaxed or in a certain way. When it's broken, then the broken thing is it. It doesn't mean that it's good or nice or special. This is not about special or nice or good. It's what it is. And that's it. Life is. It doesn't have any meaning and doesn't go anywhere. It just is, for no reason. Nothing has any reason. It just is. There's no time. There's just this. There's no before or after or behind or before or how do you say behind and in front. It's this. What is the seeing, the hearing, smelling, tables. And that's nothing better than anything. Nothing is important. Nothing is serious. It's what it is. That's it. Apparently. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rose. It was lovely meeting.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank